me, Dr. Connolly, for recommendations tonight. My name is Ken Bach. Me and my wife have 2 children in District 20, with our young children on that. I'm new to this, so along with some of the other people that spoke, I found it very interesting to get involved with this, and I think I can add a lot. I'm looking forward to continuing to participate. So I was going to speak primarily on the neighborhood in a nearby elementary school. I'm going to go through it quickly, given the circumstances tonight, to save some time, and I'll add some things at the end. So, many of us chose our homes in a neighborhood near an elementary school to be near our children. It's a fact, that's why we did it. We looked at over 40 homes in many different communities, and we chose because it was close to the neighborhood and elementary school. Simple fact, it was the most important thing for us, and we want to keep that. Our younger children are more comfortable surrounded by familiar faces as they grow and continue to the next grades in the same neighborhood school environment with their parents. We have close mentoring in neighborhood schools. We have good interaction with parents, staff, and our children at the neighborhood schools. Our children benefit from having siblings in the same school. We're able to do lunch with children. It's important because it's done regularly. After school offerings become more accessible with neighborhood schools. School loyalty is promoted. Junior high school and high school siblings are able to pick up younger siblings after school. A few things that are disadvantages to the grade level centers. There's really quite unsure about the psychological factors. There's just not many statistics on that. The feeling of a large school, having all of the students of the same grade level together, building a larger field. Research shows that schools with a larger field tend to do worse academically. Parents may have to choose between PTA and PTO meetings and participation at other events. This result in less interaction between parents and school. Parents who face childcare difficulties with children arriving and departing at different times and places. We would lose some of our neighborhood feeling because it would be split between 2 neighborhoods. Then a couple of general comments here that kind of hit me a little bit more after I've been involved with this for about 5 weeks now. It's personal. It's family. It's from the heart. And honestly, this isn't just about numbers, statistics, and formulas. It's about the kids. Kids first. It's about the well-being of our children in a neighborhood school environment. Feeling of community and a neighborhood surrounded by the same familiar faces of parents, teachers, and staff. To help set the stage for our children. To feel good, comfortable, and with an open mind, focused on learning instead of thinking about traveling to a school alone with possible insecurities and worries knowing that the parents are nearby. Ask any parent, would you like your children's school near your home or further away, requiring transportation? I'll bet you they'd all answer near their home. Common sense, you're going to choose. It's parental instinct to always be near their young children. It's too soon and too fast for children to be bussed away from their neighborhood school. Children with guidance from their parents need to gradually learn how to cope with being farther away from each other, not all of a sudden. It's a mother's intuition that tells her she must be as near to her children as possible to look after their well-being. It's a child's human instinct to be near their parents at this age for self-preservation, guidance, and general feeling of security, to better open up the doors to learning while knowing your parents are nearby. Knowing that your mother is regularly coaching you to and from school, discussing the plan for the day and on the way to school, and what's occurred that day on the way home from school. Seeing their parents daily at school and regularly at school functions is, in my eyes, the best way to make a gradual transition to going to other schools later when they're more mature and better prepared. I kind of took more from the family perspective. When are the kids ready to start going to other schools, and not so much on all the numbers and statistics and everything else like that, because it is personal. Our children are important to it. And the other thing I realized was that it's at this younger age, through age 10, that's a whole different ballgame than junior high or high school. Most of us agree with the junior high and high school situation. They're prepared, they're ready by then. And it does make, from a resource standpoint, grade level centers do make sense. I understand that part. The resources, the libraries, the teachers, it saves money, kindergarten on a full day. There's some sense to that. I do get it. In fact, that was the first thing I told my wife. You gotta look at both sides. But then we started getting to the family part of it. It started to become a different picture. So, anyhow, a note on the community participation, going forward. I'm new to this, but it's very clear to me that I, for one, would be happy to get involved in regular, probably monthly meetings. And I can't spend as much time as I spent the last month. But I certainly would be open to an hour and a half or 2 hour session once a month with, very importantly, with some of the board members, the teachers, Dr. Connolly, obviously, who probably chair the meeting, and the parents. Maybe even some students at some time. The chart that Eric put together with the different colors where those parents, the schools, the board, superintendent, and everybody else. That's key. Getting those people together in the same room, just have a meeting, a little bit more informal, we can go back and forth, but have some guidelines. That will work great. And focus on other options. If we were to split the time looking at other options and not just one option, I think that makes a lot of sense. And even in the next month or two, while we're still doing this, let's list the 5 or 6 or 10 other options and give those some time. There was some good comments from Mike over here about summer school, after school. I'd love to look at some of that stuff. I see my children wouldn't like it, but you can decide them. There might be some good stuff there. I come from a design background, engineering. One of the first things I learned in design is that typically, to come up with one good idea, you've got to look at 20 ideas. So I'd love to sit in the room for a couple hours, brainstorm this 20 ideas.